You'll never find happiness or satisfaction blaming others for how your life is unfolding. So it's time to stop blaming your ex, your parents, your siblings, your friends, and take genuine responsibility so that you can realize that the ability to change is within you, not anyone else. In this one, I'm going to be diving right in to share 5 reasons why blaming others won't help you on your healing journey and why you should let go of the idea that it will. Welcome back to SuesSpace. This channel was created for you young people so that you can have a space to talk about your struggles and challenges. Our conversations are coming from a place of wisdom and experience. I've struggled, I've healed, and I'm here. So don't forget to tap the notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload. This will help with my mission of reaching as many young people as possible. Your voice matters, so let's grow this space together. I never verbally expressed to my parents how my childhood traumas and their negative traits affected my mental health. Instead, I internalized my emotions and stayed silent. That's what probably some of you young people are doing today. You have to understand, my parents' old school generation never spoke about emotions. We never knew about anxiety or depression growing up either. On one hand, they would say I was a well-behaved child. I did what I was told and stayed out of trouble, unlike my siblings. But as I became older, I became argumentative, resentful. I struggled to communicate effectively and became bitter at the life I allowed others to choose for me. I believed every limited belief I was told. I people-pleased. I had no idea how to create boundaries, and I never spoke up for myself, a passive trait I learned from my father. But even though I quietly blamed them for my immaturity, my emotional struggles, or my lack of knowledge when it came to life skills, I knew it was my responsibility to change and grow. From watching my parents, I learned how to cook and clean from my mother, and from my dad, I learned how to remain humble and patient. But there was a lot of other things that I had to research, listen to, or talk to wise counsel on my own. And I say wise counsel because you don't want to talk to everybody who hasn't been in the same situation or walked in the same footsteps as you. Just make sure you're talking out your struggles to someone you sense is genuinely supportive and not someone who's trying to keep you stuck because they are. So why is it so important not to blame others for the way your life is unfolding? Because there comes a certain time in your life that you have to stop blaming everyone for where you are in your life. You are the only one that can change the way you desire your life to go. You are responsible for healing, for growing, for realizing and recognizing that everything that you were taught in your childhood from others may not all be true. You have to choose your path for yourself, unless you want to follow your toxic parent down a dark alley, and there's nothing good going to happen down there. I was approached the other day by someone who said, "You look like you've had an easy life." Well, young people, I may not look like what I've been through, and I've been through a lot, but I will refuse, and I mean refuse every time, to stay in victim mode, because holding on to traumas and burdens will age you. So sir, drink your water and mind your business, okay? Okay, it's so important for your mental health to heal, even if that means speaking to a therapist, because holding on to blame is unhealthy. Of course, there's going to be times and circumstances where others are to blame for situations, but you have to learn how to process that emotion so that you can heal the hurt and pain within yourself. Because you can't keep blaming everyone, especially your parents, for the person you've become, for the trauma you've endured, or the way you wish your upbringing could have been. My daughter wishes that she had been born into a rich family, and my response to that is work hard and become rich, because your dream doesn't stop with me. Bless her heart. Heal from blaming your parents for things that's happened in your childhood, for any mistakes they made raising you, and for the way you feel about yourself today. And just because they don't give in to your demands or set boundaries that you don't like because they don't fit into how you want your life to go, that doesn't make them bad parents. So stop blaming others and do something about it. Because blaming and pointing the finger at others when things are falling apart or not going well in your life will keep you stuck. Keeping the focus and blame on them because they did something bad to you and you need them to pay. is taking the focus off of you. It's giving them too much energy, too much power and control over your life because you're unable to release and heal the pain of what they did. You have no control over anyone's mental health but your own. So young people, it's your decision whether you want to pick up a mirror and heal from what others did to you or remain in a cycle of unforgiveness. And before you go around telling others they need therapy for hurting you, make sure your mental health is where it needs to be. Heal yourself first, because
you're the reason I am the way I am
is getting old. Because blaming and disrespecting means you're holding onto trauma, something deep down that bothers you about their existence. No matter how long you focus on how someone wronged you, there will be a time that you're forced to look at yourself, who you are, and the if any part you played in the situation. We all have to learn our own lessons in life, and young people, I'm not going to stop saying this until you get it. We have to learn our own lessons so that you can acknowledge your strengths and learn your weaknesses to become a more confident individual. Quit giving and leaving all your power to the person or persons you believe are to blame, because blaming others and not being able to let go of what happened in your childhood can leave you feeling miserable, waiting for them to acknowledge and apologize for their behavior. 20 years later, you may still be waiting. You may be raised or are being raised by some of the most toxic people or parents in the world. And young people, if that's the case, take a step back, reflect, and evaluate what it is about them being the worst that triggers you. Ask yourself, where do I feel they fell short in, let's say, raising you? And if it's lack of attention or lack of love, give it to yourself first. And when you do, be proud of the healing you're doing. It's called self-love, because blaming others often leads to lack of accountability and grudges. When you play the blame game, it's easier for you to ignore your emotions like sadness, grief, hurt, or betrayal. Young people, understand this: when someone wrongs or betrays you, you don't lose, you learn. Your lessons and traumas are supposed to shape and mold you, and if you're paying attention, elevate you. You can never change the past, only learn from the lessons so you can heal and grow in the present to be able to move forward to a better future. Next time you find yourself blaming others, ask yourself how you can take responsibility and help to heal or change the situation. It will always be your free will to become the best version of yourself. So if the situation still triggers you, what can you do to heal it? To fulfill your dreams and desires, you have to quit blaming others. They, like you, have to experience their own path. You can't heal anyone's mistakes, and I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're not in control of anyone's karma. And that's all for this one. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button before you head out if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and true to yourself. Until the next one.